Good morning, people. It's about 4:30 in the morning. They have kept me up for, and we know that they always use that sleep deprivation on a lot of targeted individuals, where they keep you up for days and weeks at a time. Well, I haven't had any good rest in the last 2 days, and they suppressed my appetite, and we all know they can do that with the technology they're using. I have just enough strength to pick up this phone and to pick up a few pieces of paper. So I'm going to make a video about one of the first things I want to talk about. This has nothing to do with my parole. I want to deal with my parole. But I think this is important to show you. This is a paper, it's a medical classification chrono. I want to show you one thing. See right there where it says transgender? The people in the prison, they give us clothes, but they're not great clothes, and most of the time they don't have our right size. I ask for a medium, and I get a shirt like a 3, 4X. But they don't give you t-shirts, and it's hot out there in the summertime. They don't give you t-shirts, and a lot of the ladies like to wear boxers. So in order to get a t-shirt and some other clothes that's better looking, you have to claim that you're transgender. And that's what I did. I didn't have any money when I got there, and nobody reached anybody to send me any, so I had to have a hustle. So when I found out that if you said you was transgender, they'll give you t-shirts and you can sell them. So I went to say I was transgender. I went to the doctor. I went to the nurse. I sat on they call it a copay slip. They used to charge the inmates $5 every time you put in a copay slip in to see the doctor. But they stopped charging $5 once I got there. And I put it in the copay, and the nurse called me, and she says, we have the request, the copay saying that you want to be transgender. So she said, why do you want to do that? I said, because I like women. She said, and see, y'all, you guys that know me, see, and y'all see me a lot of times, know I do have hair that grows on my chin. And the thing is, now I know that these things cause the hair to grow on you. But she said, well, we have 2 levels of transgender. One where you get the clothing, and the second where you take shots. I said, no, I don't want shots. I just want the clothing. So they give you a transgender chrono so you can take the clothing, and they'll give you the t-shirts and boxers and other items. They don't look like male items, but they are nicer than female items. So I have an issue with this. Number one, they give these women these transgender shots free. You know, you don't feed us, you don't clothe us, you don't give us the other personal items that we need, but you'll give them women shots to change them into men. Why do you want to make men in a women's prison? I might just do this about this one. And I noticed when I was on ER that they had some real men now. One of the men now, they taking his name off my head, but he had convicted of murdering 12 women, raping and murdering 12 women. He went into a men's facility, but there he cut his penis off and claimed he was transgender. So when he did that, they moved him to the women's prison. They put him on one of the other yards, because A yard is the beginning yard that you go to. They put him on the other yard, and he was having problems, and the women had beat him, so they put him on A yard, where the newcomers come in. A yard is just for the new people. And it's about 1,000 women in A yard. Now this thing, who claimed he was transgender, was going around raping the women. Even though he had no penis, he was using a dildo and raping and beating women on AR. They said they would go into themselves sometimes and the cells were bloody. Because this is a man. Now, while I was there, they moved him over to CR where I was at. And he is a stalker. He was still going around terrorizing women, raping women. And they had this place called, well, it's like a temporary jail that they let him go to. And they put him in there for a couple of times. But then, she didn't mess with my life. But then, they were releasing back into the general population, and he was still raping, beating, and terrorizing women. There's several men there. I saw 3 while I was there. But my problem is this. There are now 37 other men coming to that facility. Because they say, if they say they're transgender, they got to put them in a male's prison if they don't have no penises. So there's 37 other men who've cut off their penises that's headed to CCWF. I really have an issue with that. Because we know that most men who are rapers have a sexual dysfunction. Their penis don't get hard. It takes more and more stimulation for them to get hard. So their penises don't get hard. So for him to cut it off was nothing because it didn't work no way. So there was no big sacrifice for him to cut off his penis. So when they moved him to the women's facility, all these other perverted men, now they want to come. Because for rapists, whose penises doesn't work anyway, it's like being in paradise with all these women you can victimize. These things are up to the most evilest thing. So in order for you to get the better things, you have to claim you're transgender. Or take the shots to make you a man. And I'll say again, why do you want to make men and put men in women's prison? Alright guys, it's total madness in these facilities. I love you guys. Do your research, be prepared, be aware, be informed. Bye-bye.